Have you guys ever tried to make money online and realize the problem isn't you? The problem is people that your audiences are either being taken from you or they're completely uninterested. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not your fault. The fault of the problem is with, of course, society in itself, and that's because they have all come together and said you're up. I'm only saying in this video because my particular demographic, according to the internet and any other expertise that I should and shouldn't have or do have, should be changed or adjusted to. So I'm making a video because, well, this is how most people function and this is how most companies hire. I'm hoping to get a job or support myself. Alright, to begin, this video is about the hierarchy of needs, completely identifying most people of South Asia, despite the recent changes to administration in New York City, to be quite detrimental. Obviously, at the bottom of this chart we have physiological needs: breathing, food, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion. That's obvious. Everyone gets that. The government helps out and we get a whole bunch of things from like supplements, so income and SNAP and public assistance and things like that, and even disability. The next one is safety and security. So this is a huge problem, and it's sort of new because the hierarchy of needs says that this comes next, and therefore it should be relevant. But here it is not, and I'm going to get to that in a second. Third is love and belonging, relationships, friendships, sexual intimacy, sense of connection, respect. Oh wait, respect is on the top. But yeah, that's the third one. And self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect for others, respect by others. That's what you get from love and belonging. And self-actualization, morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, and lack of prejudice. So here we have the two basic top and bottom sorts of understandings of the Maslow hierarchy currently accepted. We have self-actualization at the top because we have an administration sort of level to these unique individuals who are able to achieve these goals. And on the bottom we have physiological needs because most of the governments don't want poverty and see the effects of poverty throughout the world or in the Western world. Places like other areas where there's lots of poverty is very difficult, but they do have more food thanks to the Industrial Revolution. Now, if you want to make money online, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you need some or all of these factors of the Maslow's hierarchy needs, and it's important because without it you won't be able to really offer value all the time. I try to offer value all the time by consistently managing myself, and I don't have time for relationships or anything else other than making money for myself. And it's just the problem. If we go back to the second layer, safety and security is irrelevant for South Asians on the internet. It's either Pajit online, or it's either a scrawny, skinny Indian, smelly piece of dump, Pajit on the street. And either way, they interlock with each other and you're unable to achieve them. I personally come across as a little bit more aggressive. Some people don't like my face or however I hold myself and talk because I have some experience and I was fortunately taller. And I'm also a little bit fatter. But when I was young, I was really skinny, and then there were people bigger than me, and my story is that I was bullied, but then I became the bully sooner or later with some matriculation of strength and obedience. Obedience to my self-esteem that I wanted to change. Of course, that you all have that, and you're trying to make money with it, but how are you going to make money online if everywhere you go, there's this, that, and even on the streets there's deodorant this, deodorant that, eats with his hand this, and it's near impossible to make money because the Western world is so wealthy that they impoverish the currencies of the rest of the world, and the only country that's doing well is China, and China is a threat, and Russia is sort of saying, and the only country that's doing well is sort of a threat. Then there's love and belonging. Love and belonging doesn't exist because, well, you have this sort of demeanor where everyone's talking about how you're a Pajit and you don't have any safety and security, so you won't be able to get that love. And your self-esteem is going to rock because of that. But you do have a few individuals who have the topmost level, and they are feeding the whole capitalism that we have. If you look at who immigrated here to the USA and to the rest of the world, there were African Americans first, Native Americans before them, the Hispanic, the Chinese right after the African Americans, and then the Indians came. the screwy Hindus, the little Hindus, the Hindus, they all came after. So this is the last experiment. And now that we have the last experiment of this leadership of many top-tier connections through the U.S. sectors of the world and the economy, they're able to collect many of the things that we have looked at as society, and they are delivering back to the world to create value. Now this is terrible. Because I'm trying to make money, and of course you might be trying to make money yourself. Or you might be shut down in the dumps from the world treating you that you're not even thinking of creating money. You might only be thinking about food, unfortunately, but you're looking to find some safety and security. That's why I made this relationship channel, and it's to create more safety and security. Now, many Indians throughout the world have created safety and security, like Tata Motors and Mahatma Gandhi, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, laureate. But it is important to know that it's nearly terrible, even to this day. The other additions to society that you want to be able to make here is make money online, but that's also run by the corn industry, and there's women all around the world doing yoga positions, half naked, and that's also considered sexual content. And there's also the Jeet hygiene. And now you can see the Jeet hygiene at the 4th level of esteem, because, well, you have food and water, you have safety and security from your family, you have social needs from your friends who are only Indian, and your family is also Indian, and you get the self-esteem that you need because you got the safety and love and belonging. But when it comes down to self-actualization, you are being impedimented, you are being impeded or blocked by women who do yoga. These women who do yoga are the business owners, and they sell to the people that you're supposed to sell to, because the current world after colonization, 70-50 years, is saying that the Western world is better and you should somehow get into their pants and create some wealth for yourself, because they have the money, and the money is backed by U.S. military that tells everyone that the dollar is worth this much. Then you try to get accepted, and you need safety, like I mentioned earlier. I'm basically summarizing, and you're unable to get accepted because you don't have the other two. You either don't have self-actualization or respect, or you don't have food or water, and you don't have safety and security. Then the respect never comes because you don't have any of them, but you do have people up at the top levels, and these top guys are currently leading American standards, and they're accepted for some people, but majority, if you want to make money online, these guys are going to retain their money, and they're going to say they don't want to buy from you, they don't want you anywhere near their women or men, but they'll take your women and things like that, because if you're with a white man, you could eventually become a white girl, but if you're a man who is in a doggy position, you probably won't be creating a light-skinned character. Anyway, that's what I'm making this video about. It is just a realization that the safety that we can address here in the relationship that currently is ongoing with the G thing to make money online is nearly detrimental in an abyss, just like how social media is an abyss, because you won't be getting any followers, you won't be getting any subscribers because you don't follow the Western standards, but the Western standards are calling you cheat, even if they are saying cheat in good intentions to eventually have you all hygienic and very clean, astutely, that your streets are this and that. But as we see, India is pretty strong and Bangladesh is pretty clean, so I guess it's just their great intention that we don't like that and we don't want them to get some. Alright, so here are 5 things we can basically do about it. We basically deal with the new Maslow's hierarchy of needs, specifically engineered for Indian people based off their hygiene and wherever they stand in the current world after colonization and their overpopulation standards, despite the westernization and Americanization and Englishification of Kama Sutra and other things. Number 1, go to yoga classes, because that is a threshold and an ultimate hotspot for the ultimate dictation of what Indians or South Asians should be like, and ultimately the future of what a respectable modern human being would be. Albeit the many superpower and wealthy positions that India has come across of, it is still evident that there are many groups of people who have made it their identity to say that they won't be affiliated with anyone with Pajit lookings or Pajit understandings. Number 2, accept yourself as someone that is not a part of the whole Anglosphere. This basically means that you are just a person who you woke up to be. The first moment you woke up, and this is being that this is the first moment you woke up is the person you are to be, because you've spent the night before, spent a couple minutes the night before taking out the SIM card from your phone, turning off all your electronics, disconnecting from the power cord, and having a sound good night's sleep. That way you'll be disconnected from the many facets of implications that the world has decided Pajit to call you. After all, even Chinese people call Indian people Pajit, and that's pretty bad. Especially because there's no allies, and the allies themselves, like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, just want to kill each other, and Nepal wants to get rid of all of them because they're associated with China. In addition to number 2 is not give a damn. Just be about your day and accept yourself as a person, and just not give a damn like we're supposed to do. But if you try to make some money, they're gonna want to ask you how you are dealing with this problem you're called. So you don't have to deal with that. Just accept it and just not give a damn, and try to find some company, if they're not filled, of course, by the top tier students, to make some money, which is why you should make some money. And we're not going to talk about how to make money, because we're not making money, because it is something that we're trying to fix, or just address, or get some information and knowledge, so that we can have some more rebuttals and we can acquire some clients that we are prospecting about through the internet or whatever we were doing before. Number 3, respect just to respect. Basically, you're just respecting because it's out of your own whim to respect things. You respect your belonging, you respect other people's belonging, you respect people, you respect yourself, you respect your family, you respect your loved one, you respect your self-esteem, you respect their sociological, physiological needs, food, water, you respect security, you respect safetyness, you respect love, you respect self-actualization, you respect leaders, you respect everything just to respect. Having a reason to respect is sort of mediocre and very primitive. If you look at the ancient Hindu stuff, it is very respectful, and it has a tone of that you've already respected each other because of the civilization that they had before war, and the Europeans came and transliterated everything. Number 4 is disassociate yourself with the number 2 or number 3 economies. Obviously, in this information-driven world, we are accustomed to believe that the number 2 and number 3 economies are the best way to live and the current ways to live. That may be true, or it may not be true, or it may not be true, or it may be true. It doesn't matter. Just disassociate yourself and create an atmosphere where you'll be able to achieve any goal that you want and acquire any sort of possession, belonging that you want to achieve. And number 5 is to write every single day. Writing is the forefront of human technology. It is the best technology because we don't have any other animals, maybe a few animals, like maybe dolphins could write if they had fingers or things like that. Those are the only animals that can write, and we are using it every day to communicate, have ownership, express feelings, and have ownership. So it is very important that you write every day. It is what makes us human beings, and it is why civilization has stood the test of time, because we have writing. If you like this channel, hit that like and subscribe, and check out my links like the P Colors Style Advisor, and also my 2 books that I've written. I have another 3rd book coming out pretty soon. Once the copyright certification comes in, I'll be releasing that, and just be posting it in my description. There's also my Discord you could join. I just made it. If you want to talk about defeating rhetoric that was worked so hard on in blood, sweat, and tears in the Western world, of how will we see and believe because we don't like these Pajit. Well, you should join my Discord. You can talk about that. Anyone can join. Just feel free to not use any profane languages or threats, or make sure you enjoy yourselves, whatever you do. That doesn't mean enjoying yourself to create Pajit content either. Anyway, hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.